Welcome back. In today's episode, we're going to prep the 91's engine bay for the 305 that we're going to be putting in. We got to get all the leaves, dirt, and grime out of it. But before we can do that, we got to clean this mess. Like I'm not kidding. I put it off too long. So with the power of video, we'll make it go from this to, and just like that, bench is cleaned up. Power of video. Let me get you in here. So this is a set of seats that came out of my square body. I'll have to show you that later. My wife decided that the dog needs a towel to lay on because he is hairy. Let me roll this out. I got it on a set of rollers. It just rolls nice and free. Oh, I still got to clean up that mess and that mess. So this was my very original toolbox, and then that was the topper. This is my brother's mini fridge. Actually, that's my brother's welder also. He's a good brother. I got this, I don't know, 6 months ago, something like that. I'm really enjoying having the large toolbox with everything organized. You know, you just lean in. Oh, I need some that, or I need some sockets. Well, I'm missing a bunch of them in there. Fortunately, though, I have a whole nother tray of sockets underneath. Need a screwdriver. We got them. Standards, metrics, ratchets, hammers. Got a couple sledges laying around somewhere I gotta find. Cleaning stuff. Things that pinch. Oh, let's see. We got our torque wrenches, angle finder. Just stuff that goes in drill bits. I did the screwdrivers, measuring stuff. I don't know, measuring stuff. We got our zip ties, end connectors, butt connectors, vacuum. You know, just odds and ends in there. A couple of puller installers. Got a gauge. Odds and ends, and then we got our bigger hand tools to work on, and we got our rest of our bigger hand tools to work on. I think I showed y'all this thing in one of the videos. I'll turn that so you can see a little bit. Yeah, it's just a ultrasonic cleaner. So far I've been enjoying it pretty good. I actually cleaned up, this light is blowing this stuff out. Anyway, I cleaned up this Edelbrock. We're gonna actually rebuild it. It came off of the 84 Camaro that you've yet to see. And then we just got a little bit of everything hanging up. All the different hose ends and whatnot that I've worked over. All the wiring harness boxes are full of wires, connectors, any odds and ends. I thought, well, shoot, maybe I might need that again. And then, yeah, the rest of the bench is nice and open and clean to work on. I want to put a vise down there on the end of it. I got the cabinet from I got it from Harbor Freight. Got a couple of fold up sawhorses. Actually work great, so I'd take and bring those down. And then if you look over here, I got a large piece of plywood that I just throw over top of it, use it as a workbench whenever I'm painting or whatever. We still got to get this thing cleaned up. So yeah, that's that's kind of where we're at. Got a little another mini fridge with a freezer in it for popsicles and waters and whatnot. I think I'm probably gonna chunk this whole motor. I don't have any passion to make some kind of V6 thing. It's not for me. We got the transmission sitting over there on the far end. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We just got to carry some trash out. We're gonna load all this stuff up in the bed of the truck. My mom has a piece of property nearby that she loves us too much and lets us junk up with all of our junk. You know, we try and keep it in a pile, but maybe we need to do a run to the scrap metal bin here pretty soon, because I actually have a bunch of the stuff from whenever I did my square body. So yeah, you know what? Let's go take a look at square body and I'll show you what I got going. This is my half wrapped 4Runner. So I started wrapping it. I actually wrapped most of the body panels. We went to Colorado, rode trails. It was in a black that was actually ended up being really close to the factory color. So I decided to go at it again. I wrapped it a second time. Well, I wrapped it this far. We call it the half wrap. The wrap itself is super enjoyable. I feel like it's very similar to painting, where the prep work is really where it all boils down. Prep work and actual skill of trade. So the doors are a pain in the butt because you have to literally pull the doors apart to be able to lay the wrap down nice and neat. But those are doable, not a problem. Got those did a little bit. The front bumper, however, is, I don't know. You know what? Don't do anything weird with my license plate. Front bumper is wild. So this is actually still wrapped. You can kind of see the difference in color. Wrapped it across there. Wrapped the two little front pieces. I think this front fender flare is still wrapped, and then you can see where I peeled the black off. Probably got to finish something like that. My wife sold her minivan, and so she's now driving my half wrap, which means she probably doesn't appreciate it as much as I did. We got a leak underneath this back end for some reason. So this is my 1984 GMC. I got some fuel, 20-inch, I don't know, and then I put some Ironman all country MTs on it. I actually really like the tire. I think it looks great with the truck. Gives it that cool, tough old truck vibe. Got the Bluetooth front drive shaft. This actually is really just recently gone together. She is beat up, but in a good way. And due to technical difficulties, let me go grab some keys. And we're back to our regularly scheduled program. It is a power everything truck. I have the Dakota Digital RX, I think, the most expensive ones. They're a real gem, honestly. Probably my favorite money spent. Well, other than maybe this bench. The bench is excellent also. Really just makes the truck the dash is out, but for some reason just having this bench in here makes me feel much more enjoyed when I'm driving it. Let me pop the hood. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's a check engine light and OB2 2-port, which means something's different. Oh, that's right. LS swapped, have a 5.3 in it. 4L60 behind it. Actually, recently got all the AC working. Works great. We still got a mess of wires back there. We got a mess of wires down here, but everything is functional. I drove it maybe 500 miles. I got the hooker header, exhaust manifolds. I got something going on with the passenger side. We got a small leak at the flange, and I've already changed it out maybe twice. The shift making happener down there is a straight rod, and I think I'm gonna have to bend that a little bit to make it shift better. But yeah, this is a pretty generic 5.3 swap. It's got Tejas everything, so Tejas fan trail, Tejas motor mounts, Tejas trans mount, factory LS, compressor, factory 1984. Everything else for the AC, I got the 454 radiator, you know, with a professional overflow tank, obviously. Brakes work, lights work. The only things we got going right now is we got a rear end. I think the front seal on the pinion's leaking, and then the transfer case has got a little bit of a leak on it. Also, I feel like it's something to do with the way the yoke fits. It's really snug. I don't know what's going on with that. But the truck's pretty good. Got a couple old things sitting around in here. We are going to have to swap out this rear bumper, unfortunately. I got it from maybe CJ whatever, CJ Whitney, JC Whitney, maybe that's it. Anyhow, I got it. It works, but the tailgate won't open because it hangs too high. The bumper itself is actually wrong. The mounts are correct, but I just wanted to drive it, so we threw it on there, and here we are driving. What else do we got to do? The passenger side window has some tint still on it that you know, hadn't weathered the test of time very well. Obviously the dash has to go in. I do have a new dash for it, but I wanted to finish up. I still have to change out the head unit for the AC. One piece is broken on it, but it works. I want to change out the carpet because it's, you know, it's seen better days. And then maybe door panels just to clean them up. I was originally gonna go with black door panels and whatnot, but I kind of dig the blue splash. I got a wore out head liner. I want to swap it out for a headliner that's in better shape. So, and then the last thing that I really probably should do first is the cam on this thing is not good. Let me give y'all a little crank so you can get a full effect of the Dakota Digitals here. A little chilly this morning, so we'll see how she cranks up. Still have the wrapper on them just because the dash hasn't gone in yet. I figured I was going to be toying in and out. These are the blinker wires. I still have to hook those up. They just have a little, it's like factory, but for Dakota Digital. Oh, one more time. So we got our oil pressure gauge working. All the gauges work. Tack. You got a little deal that you can push down here. Swaps between a couple of different things. You change all these to whatever you want to tell you different tidbits of information. Let it warm up a second, and I'll rev on it for you so you can get the full effect. But yeah, It rides good. I do have a replaced power steering gearbox, but still a lot of slop, so I need to dig into that. I replaced the brake booster, which I don't think I actually need to do. Basically what the problem is the cam that's in the truck is too much. It's cammed for a carbureted LS motor. So, whenever you run like an MSD for the timing and then some different intake manifold and a carburetor on it, obviously I don't have that set up, so yeah, We got any temperature yet? Let's see. Water temp's 100. But yeah, this is a all electric. That one over there is a little slow because of the tent. I think it's causing it to catch a little bit. Well, that and all the silver blowing out of everything. Four-wheel drive is still, just Bluetooth also. I gotta tighten that up. But lights all work. I got new side marker lights. I really like the look at that. That one's not on. Jiggle the wires, presto, hold that down. Rear marker lights work, brake lights work, all the good things. Let's see what kind of temperature we got now. We got 123 on the temp. I'm gonna set you back here so you can hear it. So yeah, that's about it on the old square body. Shut her all up. Ooh, left the lights on. Classic mistake. You just don't have to turn lights off anymore. All these new modern vehicles. Just in case you're curious, I just took some metal, I think it's 2x2, and then I just undid the factory mounts for the floor, and then I just bolted the pieces of metal into the factory bolt holes for that. Welded a couple of roller skate looking wheels on it, and presto, you got a roll around seat. Actually works great. You can literally, I'll show you. Yeah, so this seat actually works great. You can literally lay all the way back and it won't fall over backwards. Works out great for whenever you're trying to figure out what the heck you did wrong, So, alright, let's do a little more cleanup. Alright, before we get this thing started, do a quick before and after. She's nasty. Let's see what we can do. And after. Alright, so that's about it. We got it cleaned up pretty good. I mean, actually, I guess it might be hard for y'all to see because of the lighting and whatnot, but for the most part, pretty cleaned up. Let this thing dry up. I'm gonna go carry that motor. That's it for this episode. I'm gonna carry that motor over to my mom's place and pile it up. So if you want a V6, 1991 V6 motor, send me a message, do something. It's going out, today is the 29th. It's gonna be out in the wild starting on the 29th. So if you want it anytime soon, let me know. If not, here in probably a couple weeks, I'm gonna try and get a trip to the scrap metal yard going. So as far as this thing goes, I think it cleaned up pretty nice. We just got to go get the 305 out of the other car and bring it over here, get it cleaned up, ready to go in. Thinking we're gonna build a run stand to run it on, make sure we get all the leaks and everything took care of, figure out which transmission we got to use, and get it put back together. That'll be coming soon. Also, this is the actual Edelbrock carburetor from that motor. So we got a rebuild kit. Right now it's got the carburetor off of my motor that was originally in my square body. So I think we're gonna rebuild this. Once we get it on run stand, we'll get it running again, and then we'll hook this up and see if it works. Thank you for watching. Coming up, we have the carburetor rebuild. We're gonna build a run stand for the 305. We're gonna put the run stand 305 on the run stand. We're gonna tear the 305 out of the 84. We got to, what else we gotta do? Of course, we gotta install it in this, get it up and running and driving. On the square body, we still have to change out the rear bumper again. We have to fix the leak on the rear end. Figure out what's going on with the leak on the transfer case. It's not big, it's just a little leak there. I'd like to mount a proper overflow tank. I still have to wire up the left and right blinkers on the Dakota Digital gauges. We have to change out the head unit, change out the, put the stereo back into it, put the dash back together. I'll take care of the interior for the most part. I'd like to get the rest of the tent off of the windows. There's a little bit here and there left. The passenger side still has a big chunk. I'd like to took care of all that. Probably the biggest thing we still have to take care of is I'm gonna have to actually pull the cam that's in it out, put a different cam in. I think I've already decided on which one. I think it's probably gonna be a comp cam, but that'll get rid of all the issues I have with vacuum for the brakes, issues I have with vacuum for the AC system. It'll get rid of the idle problems it has. It idles fine with nothing going on. You turn the AC on, the AC will kill it. And once it gets hot, it'll start idling funny. Like if I drive it to town, it's about 20-25 miles into town. And once I took it in, I drove it yesterday to take my wife some dinner, and when I got to the hospital, it was stumbling a little bit. I had to give it just a little bit of throttle to keep it running whenever it was sitting at a light. So I don't do it every time, just some of the time. I think it's just basically the cam that's in it, like it literally says it's for a carbureted motor. And whenever I talk to comp cams, they look the numbers up and they're like, oh yeah, I'm sure you can't. It has a hard time idling. He's like, if you really wanted to work hard at it, you could get it tuned, but it'd be very challenging. It'd take a lot of dyno pulls, a lot of detail work. You'd have to idle it up a lot. And the other problem with it is, if I stay with that cam, where the power comes in with that cam is much higher in the RPMs, so it's just very boggy coming out of the hole compared to what I think it should be. So Comp Cam gave me a cam that they think I should go with, which they claim 69 horsepower once it's installed in a tune, and that's just nothing else done to the motor. It's designed to leave the stock torque converter in. It's designed to, idle well. It's a friendly cam for a 5.3. So anyhow, that's where we are with that. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see you next time. I almost forgot. I've been thinking about it, and I think I need to change the name of the channel. If y'all want to help me out, I'm on All Kinds of Things Motor. I think the channel will probably stay with that, minus maybe a couple of travel videos whenever we go on vacation or something. So with that in mind, I started this channel with a race car, and now we're on to other stuff. So this was my first body panel that I put on my race car. It was the Too Slow was my number, which I thought was stupid funny to me. That was a fuel tank holder from Wild Child Racing. Ended up not fitting, so I gotta get put up on the wall. I mean, most of this stuff, so that more so QA1, Bilstein, Sweet Manufacturing, Race Quip, Ebach, FSR. I mean, most of my stickers are actually from Summit. All of it is from racing that race car. So with that being said, I think we have to pay homage to the race car that started the channel, and I'm thinking we name it Too Slow Speed Shop. Do a little throwback to the car. Keep in mind that we're just building anything now. Obviously Built for Dirt doesn't work anymore because this car is 2-wheel drive. No chance it's going in the dirt. I guess I could put a 4-wheel drive system in it and lift it up, but not gonna happen. I need a little more variance, than just Built for Dirt specific. I think once upon a time I was planning on doing my race car, and then I was going to do my square body as a off-roading rig. And I don't know, I spent way too much money on the square body, so it's not going off-road. The race car is gone now, because if you've ever had a race car, it takes a lot of time, and if you enjoy your family, the race car is just not it. So while I loved having the race car, and one day hopefully I'll have another one, it took up so much time. In fact, in that time my grandfather was sick and about to pass away, and he came and moved in with us, and that was kind of the final straw. I just couldn't bring myself to make a video about a stupid race car when my granddad was actively actively being sick and just in the other room. So I had to do something. I had to choose, obviously between making YouTube videos or taking care of my family and spending time with my grandfather. And obviously I don't have any regrets on choosing to spend time with my family over making a YouTube channel. So yeah, that's kind of how we got to where we are now. And I've been planning on firing this thing back up ever since. I mean, I've spent 6 months working on that square body. It's just, I don't know. It's, you just gotta pull the trigger and make a video, and then you can get going again. And that's kind of where we're at right now. So tell me what you think. Should we change the channel to Too Slow Speed Shop? Should we change it to something different? Give me some ideas. If you need a 91 V6 motor, let me know soon. Again, it's October 29th. It is going outside. It's going out into a pasture full of other scrap parts that eventually are going to go to a junkyard or a scrap metal area. And so they will be no more. So if you need them, let me know now. Thank you again for watching. We'll see you next time.